Hello, my name is Anne, and I am coming from you from a small village outside of Ottawa, Canada. I am actually originally from England. I grew up in Liverpool, lived next door to my nan who taught me to knit. But I moved here when I was 25 and love it. Never went back, well, just to visit. Have married a Canadian. I have two boys who are 20, oh my gosh, one's going to be 30 this year. And the other is 28. And both of them got married last year, 7 weeks apart from each other. I know. Anyway, at least it's all out of the way. But then I got 2 dresses and 2 pairs of shoes and anyway, it's beside the point. Love my boys immensely. Love my husband too. We've been married for 31 years this year, yeah. Anyway, I got back into knitting once I retired and moved to this little village. Met a bunch of lovely ladies at a knitting group, and I was crocheting and they were all knitting socks. And I thought, oh, I don't think I've ever made a pair of socks. So I did, and fell in love with sock knitting. I'm slightly addicted. So much so I have declared 2019 the year of the sock. So I thought I'd bring you on my journey. And most of the podcasts that I've watched, and oh my gosh, there are so many amazing people. Earth Tone Girl, Dunder Knit, Woolen Vine, Sticks and Twine, Sandy by the Lakeside. They're both Canadian. So many great ones that I love. I subscribe and watch. I will leave you some links below to their fabulous YouTube channels and any show notes. Show notes. I'm getting all these terms and technical things now. It's kind of cool. Show notes below about what I'm going to talk to you about today. So first thing on the agenda is what I'm wearing, and this is a gorgeous cowl. It is Basic-brioche-cowl by Heidi Custad. And in my knitting group, we are learning a new technique each month. And our technique for January was brioche. Now, the ladies were working on a beautiful 2-color brioche with cables. And I tried it, and I couldn't get it. So rather than be frustrated, and I still wanted to learn brioche, I decided to find a basic brioche, and this is what this was. And it's all one stitch, the knit stitch. It has something you call it, and I forget what it is. I don't know. And so this was in just a really nice yarn. I got it at Walmart, I think. It's just a Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable yarn, and the colorway is Polo, and it just changes color all by itself. So I kind of liked that about it. It's lovely and warm, and I actually, obviously you can see I didn't use the whole skein. I still have this much left. I could have if I wanted to make it longer and maybe twist it around my head, but I liked it just this length. I thought this was just a nice length. So yeah, so there's that. That was my finished object. I finished this last week, I think. Yeah. And I have to be careful moving because Toby is sitting on my lap, or sleeping on my lap. I'll try to lift him for you. Toby is my 5-month-old Yorkshire Terrier, who is a mama's boy and has to be with me wherever I am. So currently I'm sitting in my chair in the craft room, and he is on my lap, even though his bed is on the floor with all his lovely toys. No, he's on my lap. So finished objects is what we're going to talk about next. And January, I wanted to show you this. I have worn them, and I love them. So these were the socks I made in January. I used the basic sock pattern from Bud. And I got the book actually. If you ever are wanting to learn how to make socks, this is a really good book to get. And it goes through all the different sock basics and goes on as a whole pile of patterns and everything. It's a really good book. So this was the first pair of socks that I made for January. Of course, I made a whole pile for everybody for Christmas, but so here they are in sock blockers. I don't know if that makes it an easier view for you. And what I wanted to do was just to tie in the colors that I was using. This yarn is from a local dyer here in Merrickville, and they're called Bear Street Yarns, and she's actually a member of my knitting group. So it's really hard to resist not buying any of her yarn when you see what she's working on. So this one is a, what is it? This one is the Bellflower Tweed. I don't know if that's the colorway or the actual type, because it does have these lovely little bits of black speckles and white speckles in it. And it's 85% superwash merino, 15% NEP. I don't know what NEP is. If anybody knows, drop me a note below, because I don't. So I used the plain white for the toe, and oh, you'll see something funny in a minute. The toe, and I did the heel turn and the cuff, but I wanted to bring the purple in, so I did a little line here in the purple. Then when I made the second one, see if you can spot the difference. I forgot to do the white bit for the heel, but I actually like it nicer this way. I really like that better. Anyway, they are so nice, so comfortable. I love them. Wear them all the time. So much so that for February, I wanted to make a pink pair for Valentine's. So these I just finished. I haven't blocked them yet. I did put it on the sock blocker, so maybe you could see it better with the little heart and the little V's here. And of course it's got the, I really like this, I don't know if it's called eye of partridge. I'm learning all these terms for heels and toes and everything. But this one was just your typical, come here, was your typical knit one, slip one. So if you can see there, this one is knit two, slip one, and I love it because it makes the row of slip stitches stand out more, so it's easier to work on. And I just did all this. This is a really nice pattern. The pattern is by Ellie Jones, who is CraftHouseMagic on YouTube. She's a fabulous YouTube channel, and she's British. I love her. She's funny. And her pattern was free on Ravelry, so that's a really nice one to try. And you can add as many of the V's as you want to, if you want a longer sock, but I just wanted to follow her pattern, and I loved it. Ellie, brilliant. I'm going to make another pair. So that is the two finished objects that I have for you. So moving on to whips. Works in progress. Yeah, I didn't know what that was either. Everybody talked about whips, and I had no idea what they were talking about. But anyway, apparently it's works in progress. So one of the works in progress that I have right now, hopefully you'll be able to see this good, is I am working, we're learning in our knitting group, double knitting. I had no idea what double knitting was. Never heard of it before, didn't know what it was. And so apparently it's when you knit something that one side, Toby, you're gonna fall off my lap. Toby, you're falling. How about I put you on the bed? Will you eat anything if I put you on the bed? Or how about I put you in your bed? There, you get in your bed, buddy. There you go. Okay, he's settled. Good, good. Now I can move better. So we are doing this pot holder which is a double knit pot holder. So one side is white with red, and the other side is the opposite, is red with white. And this was a free pattern also on Ravelry by Laura, but I don't know who Laura is. So Laura, thanks. So I'm doing it in handicraft, Brene Handicraft cotton, in the yellow and the white. So here is my yellow side. You can see I've done such a lot. And here is the white side. It's so cool. I'd never done it before, didn't know how to do it, and it is a super cool thing to learn. So I'm really happy that we're learning that. So that's one of my works in progress. The other work in progress, sorry, I had to bend down so I dropped it on the floor, is in my, oh yeah, we're supposed to show you our project bags. So is sitting in this project bag, which I got at Michael's. And this one has my socks in from Knit Crate. So I joined Knit Crate this year. I am not associated with them. I do not receive boxes for free. I actually subscribe to it because I wanted to be able to make a new pair of socks every month and have somebody just say, here's your yarn, here's your pattern, this is what you're making. Because sometimes it's so hard finding patterns. You get lost in Ravelry, completely lost. You could be there for hours and you still come out and think, oh, I still didn't get a pattern I wanted. And the same with the yarn shop. You go in the yarn shop and there's not much to choose from. It's like, I don't even know where to start. So this I thought would be easy. And it comes to your door. So it is a US based company, and they send you, every month you get a crate with sock yarn in. So this was the one I'm working on right now. I have done one sock, and this is the other one. And it has this really nice cabled pattern on the front. This little progress keeper, didn't know what they were either. Progress keepers. This one is a lovely little owl, and this is from Bear Street Yarns again. The back of this sock is all rib all the way down, knit 2, purl 2. So it's very nice, and the actual finished sock, as I fight to put it back in, looks like this. I have not blocked it yet because obviously I haven't finished the other one. Eye of Partridge. I think that's called Eye of Partridge. If I'm not right, just let me know. So there is this one finished, and it's a really nice sock. It's very thick, actually, I find, and it's been worked on my Chow Go, that's how you say it, 2.25 needles, and it's a Peruvian yarn, I believe. When you get a knitting pattern with your Knit Crate, and inside this is what the socks actually look like. Try to get the glare off. And they have the pattern all the way down the foot, but I didn't want to do the pattern all the way down the foot, so that's why I'm just doing my sock plain, which is the really awesome thing about knitting. You can do it your way. If you don't want the pattern, period, you don't have to. If you want to use the yarn in a different pattern, you can. So this is 80% Peruvian Highland wool with 20% nylon. And the really cool, it's their Vidalana ambient worsted yarn. And it's Robin's Promise is the color. And then they tell you in the book, you get a little note about the author, and then the designer, and then they actually also in the booklet tell you about the lambs that the yarn came from. So I'm enjoying it immensely. It took me a while to get used to all the cables and the terms for what like I literally have to have the book open beside me with all the little 11/LC, and I still actually am not sure what they mean, but I'm getting there, and the cabling is getting a lot easier, and I'm beginning to see the pattern forming. So I'm like, oh, it's just a pearl. It's the, you know, I know what I'm doing with it now, but it was a little bit tricky at the beginning. So that's one. So that's my Knit Crate subscription, and I did do a video a couple of weeks ago of me opening the Knit Crate for January. So if you want to watch that one, I'll link that below. And I also will be doing one when the February one comes. Then, because that was an American company and I wanted to try a Canadian company, I am doing the Galt, G-A-L-T, House of Yarn Sock Club for 2019, and that's every other month. So January they sent this gorgeous, oh, and I'm so enjoying this one, although I haven't got very far because I wanted to finish the other. This is the yarn, and it is Manos del Uruguay Alegria Superwash Merino in Silius Azure. I can't even read it. And you probably can't read it either because it's probably backwards. But it's this gorgeous blue, and it's like all the, can you imagine that as some water over in Greece or somewhere, all the lovely colors of the blue. So this is the sock that I've started. Get that out of the way so you can see. And it is just scrumptious. I love it. This pattern is, when I first, of course, I'm not really good at reading patterns. I found that out because I'm kind of literal and, well, I'm definitely visual. And I read it and I'm like, what? What? So anyway, it took me a while and I had to YouTube. This is the trellis pattern, so if you wanted to look that one up, I had to, and then it tells you how to do it. But it is so lovely and easy and beautiful, and I'm dying to get back to this one, but I wanted to finish off the other one first because that was more complicated, and this is a really nice soft easy one. So I have 2 pairs of socks on the go and a sweater. So I thought it might be fun to try. I want to do 4 sweaters this year. Obviously a pair of socks a month, which might end up being more, especially if it's your birthday that month, which it is my husband's birthday. That means I have to make him a pair of socks this month. And no, I don't actually remember the date. I just know it's in February. So the pattern that I am making is this one. It's a Stephen West, and my son went for his honeymoon with his wife to Iceland in October? No, I forget when they went. They didn't go right after their wedding. That's why I can't remember when it was. They got married in July, and then my other son got married in September. And so they brought me the yarn back, all this lovely Lopi yarn back, and in all different colors. So I made a hat for myself and a hat for my husband, and there was still loads of this stuff left, and I thought, I gotta do something with it. And there was so many different colors. I wanted a pattern that incorporated all the different colors. So I am making the Stephen West, and this is where I'm at so far with it. This is the neckline, the cowl, and I'm just starting on the shoulders. It's a top down, and I've never done a top down sweater before, so that'll be interesting. And yeah, so I have all different colors, and I'll try to show you them all next time. Hopefully I'm a bit further ahead. So that is what I am working on. Excuse me. And I will be starting my husband's pair of socks as soon as I finish them others, because I need the needles. So yeah, that is my knitting video for today. I hope you have enjoyed it. As I said, I will leave some show notes down below. You can find me on Instagram as Toby Knits or Ravelry as Brithockeymum. And I hope you come back and watch again. I will probably do another Knit Crate box opening when that comes. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Leave me some thumbs up. Leave me some kind notes below and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.